Boom. We are live. Alrighty. Hey, David. Hey, Bassman. To everybody else who does not know me, I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. How you guys doing? Good? I hope so. Now, today, we're continuing our work on the Tiger tank. Now, I'm not quite sure as to where we're at as far as whether we need to tidy up paintwork, what we need. This will all become apparent. I'm sure you'll understand. So, with all that pretty much outlined, let's get on to the business, shall we? The business. I just need to move a couple of things. And, yeah, first let's see what we got to do. And I was about to get some paint, but I may not need it immediately. We shall find out, shan't we? Now, diddly, in we come. As always. And round comes the camera. Now, give me a moment. There we go. I'd forgotten to turn the mute button off for a moment there. Now, so we've done the first part right there. Hang on, there we go. There. Step 2, which here we go. Now, I believe we've done all of those. I think I see. This is going to be a little tricksy, perhaps getting that big chunk. I'll just give you a zoom in as to what I'm talking about. But 8 is our next row of... no, it's not. I see how this rolls. That's interesting. I'll show you what I first thought the issue was, and then bearing in mind this is my first tank, this is a sort of, not quite sort of thing, error I'm going to make. Now, what I thought it was that wheel, I saw that, I thought that was meant to go onto that. It goes into that. It's only the second wheel that goes on per se. It's a pretty straightforward operation. It's not a biggie. So, our first port of call is B8. Oop. I've never been much of a rum. In fact, I've not been much of a drinker since my early 20s. I don't generally drink as far as it goes. These days I will have an occasional bevy if it's usually with dinner and if it's good. Now, there is a reason for that, mind you. The reason being that when I was in my 20s, I was so heavily into my weights and rugby that, not drinking. I discovered that I could, if I had just so much as okay, now these okay are a different, they're not 8. Let's find 8. Might just turn the aircon off. It's starting to get quite warm here. But yeah, as far as it goes, let's see what. There's our numbers. Numbers we seek. Now these are. Come on, where are you? Here we go. Actually, better get my magnifier just to be sure of this, given my spectacularly sketchy eyesight. I tend to be partial to nice wine. Port can be really good if it's. Now let's have a look here. Good Lord, that's a 6. All right. So not them. So if you figure there's probably one more bag and that's them, logically. No, there are 2 more bags, but oh no, here we go. Right, I'd suggest it's an insane amount of wheels, but hey. Diddly, and these are 5s, for God's sake. So where the hell have I put 8? I did isolate everything. So if they're the double wheels that we've set up, it's definitely not them because these are single wheels. I thought these were 5s. So does that mean that these are possibly... Yes, it does, possibly. Let's have a look. Get off of there. I ask you. Numbers. No numbers. Hey, oh. Hang on. Looking. Possibly finding. Hey, oh. I have to ask you. Here we... Oh, fuck off. That's 7. Why would I have 7s? Where the hell are my 8s? Because they are the ones that go on first. B8. This is getting very frustrating. Particularly as I isolated everything for this, to save this very sort of issue. Let's just make sure it's not somewhere else on the desk for some reason. Seven. Right. These are 6, I think, by the looks of that. Let me just get my light. 5. Where the hell does 5 go? It doesn't. There are no B5s. No. Please tell me it's not just my eyesight is that shitful. Let's see. Do they look right? No. No, they do not. There needs to be a stud that comes out. So just make sure I'm putting them back with the same one. Yep. This is actually, like I said, starting to do my head in a wee bit, but we'll find them. This was supposed to make it easy, you know what I'm saying? Now these look right, but the number's wrong. Because these are 6. They do indeed need to be like that. So, where the hell? That means these must be. But they're wrong. They don't have the little stud thing that's required. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's a little stud thing they're meant to have, which clearly these ones don't have. So this can't even be. Where the hell are they? Now I'm starting to get pissed. What the fuck? I divided things up to make life easier, and now this happens. I ask you. Hey, now, okay, these are all the double wheels, so they're simply not them. Right. Hey. Let's just make sure it's not under the box. Right. Calm. This is ridiculous. Particularly when there's how many wheels here? And 5s don't even fit the bill either. Whatever the fuck a 5 is. These are the 6s. Let me just make sure that there's not any more in here. No, that's all the wheels. So where the hell is 8? Oh, man. Now, this is... Just making sure it's not there. There's a vague chance it might be, but no. This is ridiculous. I need this like I need a hole in the head. Okay, if this is the case, I'm going to go through these wheels one more time. If they are not there, obviously they're somewhere else. I will go and grab one of the other kits and we'll get onto that. This is pissing me off. And I don't want to go onto a kit with a pissed off attitude. One more time, and I know this is, you know what the result's going to be, and I'm just going to go be damned as to what I'm going to get onto. I don't know. Seven, I already knew this. Unless There is another possibility as to how this might work. If these are the 5s, is it? Yeah. What if that goes through, all the way through? Would that give enough space? Is that what happens here? Doing my head in. It's the wrong number, but it looks like it works. Fuck. Let's just check the others. I don't think so. I was pretty specific about what I did. And I do even recall isolating the 8s, which is why I'm particularly finding this an absolute pain in the ass. There's 8 in all the other bags as there should be. These are the 6s. However, I reckon I'm correct, and I'll tell you why. I'm basing that now on what's supposed to go on outside them is these double wheels. They go on to there. But on top of them, in fact, the easiest way to check this would be, so what's the one that's supposed to go on top of that? If we go, right. If we go, now which are the ones that go on this side and that side? Just give me a moment. Let's work this out. It might just be that that's a misprint on the part. I would have thought not being Tamiya, and that's the thing. They're so good that you would expect this to not be an issue. All right. Aha. So it's part C being, okay. So we go for the double wheels. Now, they go on, or the first one would go on thusly. Now, what's more important here is to find out, there's another double that goes on there. Right. Okay. This might work. Now, these haven't been glued together yet, and that's fine, because what I think happens is, yeah, possibly, that then goes on to there. Well, actually, no, the other side would. So long as I can check one of the other sides, if you follow me. Now, which might be one of these. Okay, a couple of things are starting to make sense. No, we can't use B5. It's B5, right. This might actually be a long way round to finding all the parts we require. Now, give me a moment, starting to get calmer. As to where B8 is, who the knows, but that's, now these ones are our 6s, I believe. Right. Now these ones ultimately go on the outside. So we need them there. Now there should be 8 thereof, of which if there's if there's more or less, then I'll check that. But no, that's 8. Correct. Now 11 and 12s we've already glued. That is these ones, of which there should be 8. Wait, of course, 8. Right. Now, these ones are looking for the number. Six. Now, hang on. Wait a minute. Weren't these ones number 6? Let us check this, boys and girls. I may have, as you suggested, David, mixed them up. Let's have a look. We have a number on this one. That's 7. No, we do not. I need 5, though, to go with those, the 5s. Now, now, there's 2, 4, 6, 7, right. Now, I would suggest that's a 6. Let's just get a magnifier out, clarify this shit. 6. Get out of the way, you. Yep. And they go on the outside. Yep. Yep. My hand's going to sleep. That's most inconvenient. It would appear I'm missing now. Oh, what were those ones over there again? Or were they? Yep. Yep. Hey, caramba. It's looking increasingly like I'm missing a bag of wheels. The question is, where the hell are they? But don't you drop. My hand is going to sleep. What the hell? Hey, now. So that's 6s. Right, now, that's right. These would be our 7s, which I put there awaiting the 5s, which I believe are these ones. So yes, there is a bag of wheels missing. How the hell is it looking like that? These are the 5s, which I believe they are. Correct. Right, and they go and need to be glued with those. These are the various parts that go to make another set of wheels. So this means that that bag of 8s has gone somewhere. And the question is, where? And that's annoying. Fucking. Now give me a moment. I'm going to have a quick gander. And if I can't find them pretty promptly, I'm just going to go, you know what, that's just bullshit. Get onto another kit and they'll turn up during the day. Well, how does this happen? I didn't even touch my desk or the Tiger tank when I was since I. How does this happen? This is the second time in a week I've had this sort of an issue, and it's starting to really piss me. What the hell, man? All right. Be damned. At least in the short term. Grab this. That's ridiculous and infuriating. And now I've got to try and calm myself. I hate that shit. I hate to ask you, by golly, by gosh, if these have wheels? I'm pissed. Actually, no, I wouldn't be able to go. Yeah, well, there we go. And it's not like the desk's not reasonably clear. Fucking. Not on the floor. What the hell? How? All right, whatever. Whatever. Look, dude, I'm starting to get to the point where, not just with modeling stuff, but with things in my house in general, I think there's a bloody ghost in this place, man. Shit goes one moves. Shit does things it shouldn't. And if there is, it can stop this knees bent advancing behavior. I ask you. All right. Change of plan. One last thing I'm going to have a look at. I very much doubt that it's in here, but I'll have a look just to be sure. Nah, didn't think so. What the fuck? There's something going on, man. I'm just going to do as a completely random idea. I've even checked the drawers on my desk, which is not where it would be, not in a fit. But you know, that's just weird. How? Calm, let's get on with this. All right. Deary, deary me, boys. Feels deary, deary me. All right. Yeah, strangest looking Tiger tank you'll ever see. Now, what our next port of call with this is, let's get our actual aircraft out. So we've got a. I'm just checking the paintwork for a moment. It's looking overall pretty swish. Where it's not looking swish, I'm less concerned. I will allow that to sit as natural weathering. Now, okay, so we've got the tail fins on. There's a bit we can get on straight away. Okay, what we're going to get onto is zoom in pretty easily. We can put that little sort of bib thing on, for want of a better choice of words. We'll put that on. We can might as well put all of this together, because once we do, we can probably get that done this stream, and then actually guys, we will do, we might even, what the hell, I reckon we might be able to get onto some deckling. Now if I'm going to do deckling, I might keep them off of there before and just put the decals on. I don't think the deckling's particularly extensive as it happens. Oh, I'm wrong. Although we would have reduced the amount of decals because some of them we've painted on. Now, okay. Well, we'll do a bit of both, I think. Because, well, why not? That's what I say. Why not? Now, I'll zoom you out. So what we're going to do, there she goes. Okay, now I'm starting to calm. Back in my happy space. That is very annoying though. Don't know what the hell goes on with that as far as the wheels go. I will probably spot them randomly, possibly during the stream, which would be how nicely does that sit? Very nicely indeed. Alrighty. You got to give it to the Japanese kit manufacturers. They always fit nice. They're always very. Oh, actually, wait, where was the other one? I remember this as being a pain in the ass the other day. Now, let's get the glue happening. And we'll go there. Lid. Here's our lid. Lid. Ba, ba, da, ba. Oh dear. Now where did I put the part? That was a nice effort, wasn't it? Here we go. And that way. And boom. No, Rob, not that way, you idiot. That way. Boom. Need to tie the paintwork up, but always working, eh? Right, so that's that one on. While we're here, we may as well put that one on. So what we now have is our that bottom part on. There we go. Now, I'm figuring we may as well put that vent there on. Which I'm kind of looking forward to doing. Because that's one of the bits that has the, I need to do a slight modification. There we go. It was a bit sticking out a bit far, it was. There we go. Now, and what we're looking at here is putting, this is a part that we've also done a bit of part snafflage from the, well, yeah, I've always got lots to work on, and that is, I guess, as you say, something that's no bad outcome. In any circumstance, I will find kits to build. I will always have them on hand, you know. So all it really means is that once I find the wheels, and I will, I'll just get onto them then, you know. So I can't fathom what the hell. It's going to be something dumb, you know that, don't you? Anyway, let's get this. I was going to show you what the part we were working on, or about to attach is. Now, this, oops, sorry guys, goes this part here. Now, that little grimy vent looking thing, we got off the P51B. And that goes onto there. All right. No. And that's why the wheels were particularly doing my head in. I'm sure you can see why at that point it's just like, oh, come on, man. As a mate of mine has suggested, now what it's actually done, it's gone through some sort of dimension gate, and it's probably now at somebody else's house. Not necessarily even in the same country. Might be on a completely, some other world of which we know nothing, and somebody's going, what the hell is this? And you know, he may well be onto something. But something I'm also halfway thinking, this is dead set serious. Okay, here we go. Put it here like this. How many times have you had the experience, and I think we've all had this one, of you've misplaced or you've lost a part or whatever, or misplaced something. It doesn't have to be a modelling thing, and you just give up looking for it, and then a couple of days later, you walk on and you go, what the fuck? Because it's right. It's been somewhere really either bizarre and you've just spotted it, or it's been somewhere really obvious all along. And I'm expecting that that's going to happen to some extent. Now, that's a pretty flimsy pretext, but at the same time, yeah, not so much, you know. I think that might actually happen. I am going to go for an active search, do the whole Metallica search and destroy routine. Let's see, there's got to be some little tune that can be adapted for searching, aside from with regards to the model piece. Wait, oh, it's going to be a complete piece of butchery, but maybe. Mama, I've lost a piece. It went flying to the floor, out through the dimension door. Mama, my Mustang had just begun. And now I've got to stop to put it all away. Yeah, that's pretty much how it would roll. So worried about looking for it, you don't find it. Yeah, that's exactly how it rolls. So, you guys know exactly what I'm going through. I'm just a poor boy building scale models. Oh, it's going to be a bit tricksy. Come here, you. Might want to go tweezers, I reckon. Now, how was it sticking? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I might just want to nudge that up there. A bit more that way, in fact. Once we get that right, that's going to look great. Oh, yeah. Check this, guys. Hang on, I'm not quite getting. There we go. There's the light. Ah, bloody thing. Bam. Pretty happy with how that's come up. Now, next. Right. We shall get our drop tanks going. Get our drop tanks going. Oh, dearie me. Get the drop tanks going. Put them on the model. Oh, dear. Okay. So where would these go? If they go to there, where would they go? Or is it a question of an either or? Maybe it shows us on here somewhere. No. I think it's an either or. I'm just going to go to the standard drop tanks, I reckon. Right, sprue cutters. Delay. This is a 12. Oh, I see the difference. One of the different inherent difference is that these have got the capacity to go onto the will make it possible to go onto the mounts for the fuel tank. So yeah, now, in which case we'll grab one of these. Now, there's a bit there perhaps. Well, I think our next port of call with our aircraft is to probably get both the Mustang and the 109 up to speed and up to the point of being ready to be deckled, because I can possibly do deckling on both of them at the same time in various points, you know what I mean? So hey, now, because sometimes, what is that? Of course, you just got to let the some of the decals do their thing. Yeah. If that is so, that's pretty good a time as you're going to get to maybe do on the other aircraft, depending on how much time's been used. Although deckling can be quite the process, of course. Lid. Come here, yeah. Now, that way. Oh, and now I've smudged the bloody paintwork. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, come here, you. Stop that. Oh, God, that's yucky. I've got my hand. We'll fix that. Anyway, it's together. We'll give that a bit of a touch up on the paint job in due course. But yeah, one drop tank. I've got some mucky muck on my finger. I don't know what the hell that's even from. No, well, never mind. Now, the other drop tank. Who would have thought, eh? Hey, Morton Bay, how you doing? Alrighty. Now, actually, I think the P51 is pretty much almost ready to deckle, and I think we can pretty much look at that once we've done a bit of tidying up. So there's not much to be done on that. It's more, like I said, just little tidy-ups, and I would like to get them out of the way before I do any deckling. Just give me a moment. Just making sure that that's sitting nicely. Yeah. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Now, and in fact, I would probably even go far enough as to suggest that this stream might be as good a time as any to do some touch-ups on the P51, because then, or such touch-up as I want to do, because then we'd have the thing of being able to get onto the deckling, basically. That's the nuts and bolts. So I'm starting to think there might be a bit of a plan of attack too, because if that happened, our next port of call. Now with the 109, question I have on that one is, do I want to put all the stuff on the engine and then deckle, or deckle and put the stuff on the engine? These are questions. Yes, they are. I'll make a decision about that. There's also a couple of other things we need to do with the 109 before we can really realistically consider deckling, but that's not a problem. It's a feature. Now, all right, so mouthful of coffee. Well, after the initial frustrations, at least we're getting some good shit done. Oh, my wrists give me some jip though. They can stop that right away. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I find applying pressure there, and there. Oh yeah. After the stream, I'll get a hot pack on it. I just had a, you know how there's the thing of, I believe it was Stephen Foster, the one with the, I drove from Alabama with the banjo on my knee. With the, I suddenly had a flash of, and don't ask me how this operated, but I mentioned, getting a hot pack on my wrist. I drove from Alabama with a hot pack on my wrist. How the hell that came about, I'll never know. Possibly because I'm very silly. And in fact, I'm willing to put money on that. Hey, Justin, how you doing? There we go. There's our other drop tank. Boom. All right, that's them done. Now, let me get this. All righty. Now, come here, you. All right, where do I want to do tidy ups? I would like to do a very, very small amount of aluminium there. Bit of aluminium. Oh, actually, there's okay. There, definitely. Beyond that, oh yeah, I will do the edges there. And when we start the deckling, I'll also do the lights. But that wing edge needs to be done. It's not quite clean. Now, for those who have just clicked on in the past few however long, if you're wondering why I've announced that I was doing work on a Tiger tank and I'm actually on a P51D, it's because I seem to have misplaced. Actually, no, we all know the deal. The ghost my house has put my one of the sets of wheels I needed for the Tiger tank somewhere else. So until such time as the ghost gets its head out of its spiritual rectum and puts them in front of me, which it will, yeah. Anyway, I figured rather than just get grumpy, I'd get onto this. So I have. Now, aluminium. Here we go. Shake, 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 ba ba da ba. Shake, 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 ba ba da. Shake my painter. Shake my painter. Ow. Ah, here's a musical piece of musical humor for you. There's a guy on YouTube named Bill McClintock, and he does musical mashups. And I've got to say, he's pretty bloody good at it. If you ever feel the urge to check out something that he does, do it. He's got one where he's got Hot Stuff by Donna Summer, but instead of Donna Summer's lyrics or vocals, although he uses some of that, he's replaced it with Ozzy doing Flying High Again. And so you sort of get a dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, oh, dee-dee-dee. People think I'm crazy, they don't understand. Anyway, but all done over. And once you get like the Donna Summer. I want some hot stuff, baby, this evening. Oh no. You got to check that one out. Anyway, the point is, but he puts James Brown's Sex Machine over Electric Eye by Judas Priest. And look, I can't do the whole mix, but yeah, I don't know all of the lyrics on Flying High Again. That's not one of my better ones. But although there's quite a bit of Aussie I do know. But yeah, anyway, the point is McClintock puts Sex Machine over Electric Eye. And I haven't actually listened to that much Judas Priest, to be honest. They're one of the metal. I've listened to a lot of metal, but I haven't listened to that much Judas Priest, which I'm sure a few people will be going, you can't be serious, but we'll leave that discussion there. But First Breaking the Law came up on my feed for some reason, so I checked that out. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to check out what the actual Electric Eye is like. So I'd only ever heard it with James Brown over the top. And anyway, so I'll put it on. And as the riff kicks in, at what would be the appropriate time for the mashup that Bill McClintock's done, I'm going, get up, get on up, get up now, get on up. And you're doing the, now use your arms and use your farm, gonna set the scene like a sex machine. Get on up. All in. Yeah, well, you can certainly say that now, can't you, Ozzy? Yes. But yeah, I was singing. I couldn't. I've just found myself doing James Brown over Judas Priest almost unconsciously. It was funny. Just tidy that up a little. And of course the bit of the red. Bit of the red. There we go. That's all I wanted to do was just put that aluminium up on there a bit. Now it's this wing's okay. It's this wing we need to hit. I don't know that one. It's a bit. Oh, here's another corker for you. That Bill McClintock's done with James Brown. He's got Super Bad over what is it? It is obviously it's Motorhead, not Ace of Spades, although he does use that at one point. Overkill, that's it, Overkill. And never every time I hear Overkill, yeah, there's the overwhelming urge to do the 'cause I got so and I'm super bad. But yeah. Just do a bit there, just to tie that up a little, just to make that's nicer. And that was where I also wanted to do just a little bit, just a little bit. I'll come at that from this angle. That's better. That's it. All right. I'm going to clean my brush. Once I've done the red, I'll, because there's a little bit of red I want to do on it. I'll give you a zoom in and you'll see that she's pretty much ready to rock for the decaling, which we can then do, well, tomorrow I'll get the 109 ready for decaling. And, yeah. Then we'll do both of them. Although I would like to think that by that stage I'd have located the wheels for the Tiger tank so we can get onto that, because I'd rather like to do some of that. Yeah, Bassman, my Aussie repertoire is more stuff like Mr. Crowley, Crazy Train. These are the ones I know the full lyrics to. Mr. Tinker Train. Miracle Man. There's a couple of others I've sort of got most of them of, but yeah. Believer. So yeah. But I don't know Flying High again. And certainly not to be able to fit it in with the whole Donna Summer effect. Now, do I have red on hand? No. Well, I think I have spotted. Excuse me, guys. You're going to get a shot of my arm. Now. Aha. Who would have thunk it? Straight away. Red. Winning. Now, once we get this done, as far as this little paint touch up, you know what? Here's a plan. Here's a good plan. So I was going to put together wheels and stuff and that for the P51. Got a better idea. I reckon we're going to actually get onto the 109 and get that ready for deckling if we can. If we can get all of that achieved today, we'll have done really well overall. Despite as I said, despite the initial frustrations regarding the scale modelling, with also the disappearance of the wheels, which will manifest somewhere. As to where, who the hell knows? We'll leave that discussion there. Now, the only spot I wanted to do here, there's little touches in chromate I should probably do there. It can wait until I'm doing the deckling on the undercarriage. But here we go. And just tidying this up here. There we go. Looking much nicer there. Now, guess I'm just a crazy guy. Mama's gonna worry. I've been a bad, bad boy. No use saying sorry. It's something that I enjoy. Flying high again. Flying high again. Now, alrighty, let me just go splatch. And here we go. Actually, I need to get some paper for the backing, don't I? As always, I probably will. Let's see if we can get away without that. There we go. Looking pretty tidy. And so far as I can tell, ready for decals. That's not quite straight, but, or is it just, I don't know. Anyway. There we go. So she's looking really nice. And certainly ready for... I did go fishing yesterday, and yeah, the fishing gods were not kind. Actually, my mate copped the boning of a lifetime in the fishing, as far as fishing goes. In as much as, sorry, because I'm just checking out the wheel well, I kind of like it, you know. Let's give you a zoom in. Because one of the spots we go to, as you often need, yeah, there we go. I'm happy with that wheel well. Yes, I am. As is so often the case, you got to go through a bit of bush. And my mate got his line caught on one of the bushes and couldn't get it out, and fundamentally lost a rig. And indeed, he actually lost the leader off of his braid before he'd even cast in. Now, he did have a spare, but it's just like, that's a bit of a fisting. Yeah, it is, Bassman. I'm pretty chipper with that. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, she's ready for decals. We'll do the... If we can get the 109 ready for decals today, and oh my, look at that! Oh my, look at that! Now I think I have the assembly sheets not far away. We can make some executive decisions as to what we need to get onto this, or what we need to do to get this ready for deckling. There are a few things. Now, give me a moment. Let's see if I'm correct in my assessment that the assembly sheets for this are not far away. No, that does not appear to be the case. That's fine. Aha, yes, they are. Quite nearby, as I thought. Now, that is convenient. Now, really now. If you wonder what I'm really nowing about, it's something to actually do with the P51D parts, but never mind. Anyway, now, what's the deckling set here? Are you serious? Wow. We're looking at a group. Oh, surely there's more. Here we go. Now, what I'm looking for. Alrighty. Right. Is. Give you a zoom. Here's the tech decks. These are the really easy ones. Well, not the easy ones. These are the fiddly ones. And what I'm looking for is these ones here are going to go on our cowling that we're going to need to set up, or that we're having set up. And that's fine. Mostly though. Okay, here we go. Now that's interesting. There's actually some that go on our little aileron thing that goes in just there. Now, give me a moment. I would like to see what that is, because I suspect there's a big line that needs to go on there. That is decal 20. Yeah. Okay. Let's have a look at the decal sheet. I will need, just so you can see what we're dealing with, which means I'm going to need to get out of my chair. All right. This I will now do. Oh. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've had a minor dilemma. Well, actually, a major dilemma, but one that is easy enough fixed in time. Oh, in that was one of the rows of wheels has appeared to disappear on me, and for my Tiger One, that is. And until such time as it chooses to, as I find it, yeah, it's going to be a wee bit frustrating, but here's what we require. Hang on a moment, just for... No, not there either. Didn't think so. All right, now. Oops, zoom out. Yep. I am doing Zimmer it. I actually have gone cheaty on it by purchasing some. And what I think I'm going to do to get the actual, you know how in use Zimmer coating didn't remain intact. If I get the lid, give me a moment. Okay, here we go. Zoom out a bit. Here we go. You can see here that the Zimmer coating's chipped and stuff. Now I've got stick-on sheets, and what I'm going to do is before I put them on, I might cut a bit out, try and be a bit ragged with it, so as it gives the look of a bit of that it's had a bit of a hammering, a bit of wear and tear. It shouldn't be hard to do. I'm told that with them you need to be very precise because once they're on, they're on. And that can be a bit difficult. What I am going to do with the tracks, I'm told that pre-linked tracks can look really good. Oh, nice. Now, okay, yeah, I know what these are and where they go. And it is now actually right. So 28. Why is it 28.30? It doesn't. What are they saying here? I see what they're saying. I'm just looking at the decals and trying to wonder what they're. So 28 would go. Oh God, because they've done it in black and white, it's actually very hard to tell where these ones go. It's not. And to some point, I think I'm actually going to be well served to actually get one of my other 109s and have a look at them because I can hardly tell where the hell shit's supposed to go here. It's very annoying. I'll show you what the issue is because so as you can understand my frustration or why I'm going, what the hell? Okay. So 28 or 30, or 28 and 30, 29.31. A little more detail on that would be useful. You know what I'm saying? It's a bit subpar as far as ID purposes when you're looking at these, and it doesn't really define where they, for me, these are the, so what are they actually trying to communicate here? That doesn't make sense to me, and that's the frustration I'm having. The other question I have is if they go, is that possibly correct? Well, let's get our wing side first. That would be for that side. 29, is that going to be wide enough? Then there's those long ones. Where do they go? Because there's also 15, 16. Where do they go? Or don't they? They don't. All right. I'm thinking that these are not necessarily both, it's an either or. That's all I can put it down to. They look like they will go on these, which we can probably get onto. Now, do I want to do it before or after? Is the salient point. As in before or after I put them on the wing. I reckon after. That's for these anyway. So, hey, John. Oh, yeah, nice. Indeed. Now, okay. What we would need to do is, all right. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll just tidy up the paintwork and we'll do the deckling. Because when you look at areas like here, where I'm going to have to get under that wing, and that's going to be a pain in the ass, let me tell you. It'll be easier done without that. Once they're there, bang. Likewise here. All right. This engine cowling stuff we'll obviously have to do separately. And then we've got, once we've got the decals on, we can do the last bits of engine work, including making guns for it, so that we can have it open. And yeah, all right. Now, to tidy up the paintwork, we require two colours that happily are out. Now, that's not them. No. Actually, something we need to do is unwrap our propeller. Now, let's see how well our masking here came up. Well, it kept our propeller spinner clean. But it's almost coming off. I might as well trim that off. But we do need to do some work on the black. That's fine. And actually a little bit on the Schwarzglun. We'll get onto that in due course. But our first option here's got to be the black. Oop. I don't know about duct tape. I've never. Bear in mind, the one I'm working on at the moment is the first one I've ever done. That's why I purchased it. Now, something I have heard you can do. Excuse me a moment. Yeah, something I have heard you can do, and it would require perhaps a bit of practice and a bit of technique. But if you get putty and you put it on, and you'd need to be careful as to how thick you'd put it on, obviously. And then you get like this is hang on a moment. Now this is something I can't remember where I got this idea, but I saw it somewhere. Okay. Most bottle caps, and the ones you're actually after in this circumstance, would be a classic soft drink lid. Have that sort of grippy pattern. And what I'd seen this guy do was he put the putty on and then use a lid from a soft drink bottle with sort of like irregular sort of way to create the pattern. Now, I don't know about duct tape being used effectively. The stuff I got, give me a moment, is this. Now these you need to cut out, and I'm told the dealio is, and I mentioned this to the guys earlier, you will in turn need to, there's plastic backing and pretty much you just go splatch. You cut out where you need, da-da-da-da-da. Now the thing is, of course, according to a mate of mine, what you need to consider very seriously is that once these are on, they are on. And you may be in a world of hurt if you get your angles wrong, and apparently that's what happened to him. So if you get them right, they're fantastic. If you get them wrong, disappointing. Things to consider. But that's what I'm using and planning to use. A dry dock, John. That's huge, man. So yeah, that is something you might want to consider with that one. Let's see. Is there anything else I can suggest on that front? No, that pretty much covers it. All right, now. Oh, this is not what I wanted to mix. Although while I'm here, doesn't matter. No, there is some Schwarzglun I wish to do. Now, I was going to trim that off, wasn't I? Sprue cutters. I'll cut it here now. Now, if you get both this and if I get this up and running and ready for decaling, I'll actually view that as a pretty good outcome overall from the stream, particularly given that we lost a bit of time chasing wheels, which we will yet find. Yes, we will. Now, I need a file for a moment. Give me a moment, chaps and chapettes. Is that the correct term for is that the feminine term for chaps? Chapettes. Well, it looks like I should have. There's a file of mine already out. Rubbin. Yes. This looks like the work of the filer. Quick, to the bat balls. Here we go, found it. Fat man. What am I doing? I think I might have told you before about seeing when I was a teenager, one of my mates, one of my mates' porn stashes was the movie Dick Man and Throbbing, which, as you can gather, was a porn version of Batman and Robin. And it starred Batman was John Holmes, as a quick little aside, which kind of adds to the story in its own weird little way. Anyway, yeah, the big line was indeed, as you can imagine, well, thrubbing. So yes. If you ever hear me go, well, thrubbing, you know why. Actually, that might not be the best way to do this. I might want to do it there. There we all go. Here. Yes, we will. Yeah, we will. Now, black. Let's get this. It doesn't really matter when I do the back, so I'm not going to do any deckling till tomorrow, so I can. There is a bit of Schwarzglühen I want to do on here as well, but I'd rather wait until I've gotten the black done. There's Schwarzglühen on here. I wish to do this. I'm now gonna do. Oh. Wow. Nice. That's cool, John. Claiming the pension. Come here. Oh, come on now. Come on. Come on. There we go. Dear, oh dear. Now. There should be plenty. Now, I can see there's actually an edge that has somehow escaped my painting that needs to be attended to. Then we'll have a bit of a look-see overall. I think I should consider, how's our Grun looking? Pretty good. Pretty happy with it. Okay. How much Schwarzglühen do I wish to tidy up? Not much, actually. A bit there perhaps. And a little around this edge. And we are good. Then it's Dunkelglühen, and then Glühen, and then we're good. Now, what I might want to consider is, how do I want to? Got an idea. What I need to think of, or what I'm wondering about. Yeah, should be okay. I need to make sure that that top wheel bit there doesn't touch the table, because I'm going to be putting some paint there. Now, suitable height would probably be easily achieved. Boom. Yeah, that'll do it for us. Awesome. All right, let's do that. Yep. And there's not really much to do. That's a bit good. Feeling a bit chipper about that fact. Now, you over here. Feeling pretty good about having the Mustang ready to rock and roll. That of its own is a good outcome. Hang on a moment. Let me just check my colour here. Yep. And around here. There we are. All right. Oh, 300. Wow. That's huge, man. Yeah. Her ladyship and dog carer. That's funny as a way of describing it. Yeah. But being a carer is a big thing. I've been one. Was my mother's carer. It's hard work, actually. All right. That's that one done. At least in that colour. Now, that's dunkelgrün. Need put a little touch there. First, we'll clean the brush. You know what? I'm being a wuss. Being a painting wuss, I am. Let's just. There we go. That's better. Now, I'm trying to decide what colour to do the gun port. It wouldn't be gunmetal grey. How much I do know. One of my shades of black. Anyway, clean brush. Now, rinse. Next, excuse me while I scratch here. There's the relief, I tell you, by golly, by gosh, by crikey. Now, we'll use this one, I reckon. Out you come. Oh, maybe we won't. Come on, there we go. And splash. One from the never mind. Now, next. Excuse me a moment. That's some really cool ideas, guys. Far more in depth than what I'm doing. Anyway, now straight standard black. That's jet black, which would suggest. Who would have thought? Oh, yeah. Now, this overall, there's not much more to be done on getting our 109 ready. So what that will mean, in effect, is that I expect in the next 20 minutes that we'll be ready for deckling tomorrow. Or whenever we choose to get onto it anyway. So today we managed to get 2 kits ready for deckling, and that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy about that. Now, almost dropped that one. Wouldn't have been, well, actually, that probably a bit less of an issue than. Anyway, now. First we'll do up here. Just thicken that up a bit. Iron there. Almost done. All right. Next, almost got the propeller done, and that's a bit good. And after that, there's a wee bit of grun. Whoop. Interesting discussion there, guys. All righty. All right. Bit more there. All right. Of course, why would you not focus when I want to, eh? Why would you do that? One propeller. Like I said, I haven't decided what color I'm going to do that middle spot, but there we go. I always do all my detailing first because I find it easier that way. Because of course, once you've got a kit assembled, in my opinion, you've made it much harder to get the detail on. That's my opinion. No use of that wonderful word. And as we all know, opinions are like arseholes. Everybody's got one. Some of them smell, but as I will happily point out to people, not mine. Mine smell like roses. But yeah, no, that's generally how I roll. And yes, I have done one that in fact, that's what the Tiger tank is. It's one I got started and don't know, I'll just get back to that and haven't, and then did, and then the wheels have gone missing and I've got to find some more wheels wherever they are and grumble. Now, final port of call for painting is going to be Glun. Come on, out you come. Oh, really? Okay, that one obviously didn't want to come out to be used. Oh well, bin it goes. I was trying to just use that stuff to plug up the paint pot because I prefer to do that rather than just let the fumes hang out. There we go. There we go. Next, Glun being well, that is the drill, isn't it? If your mind's not on it, hey. Now, the grun we need to do is not much. What I want to do with that is more just into the sides here where the wings are, and that's pretty much it. We can do the landing lights, or navigation lights is the correct term. Sorry, I haven't zoomed you out. Yeah, there's only a little bit of grun that I want to do, just a sort of but you'll see. Now, this won't take long to mix, and then we'll do that, and then we will that should be dry enough for it not to matter. Yeah. All right. And then we'll be done on the 109 prep. Oh, wait, still got to do some Dunkelglun. Yes, I do. Now, excuse me a moment. Okay, I'm back. Now, this won't take long, as I said. Yeah. The Tiger tank that I recommenced work on. I first started 18 months ago, and just through a course of moving and other shit and it's just resided in a box in my stash through 2 house moves. Oh my god, I almost fell into basically I moved house twice and it's just sat in a box, and because, well, didn't occur to me. I knew it was there in the back of my mind, but really wasn't doing much about it. Now, what I was going to say through 2 house moves, I suddenly reminded myself of one of my favourite, actually, Monty Python moments that is actually, or a moment that I view as absolutely fantastic, because at one stage they're talking about these cinema attendants, the old ladies who go around, well, these two old ladies who go around selling refreshments is the idea. I believe back in the day it was considered the done thing at cinemas that people would go around and sell things so people didn't even have to get out of their seats. Anyway, I can't remember what the sisters' names were, but and you'll soon see where the X number thing comes in this. And it's cinema attendants here through 2 world wars and 6 different Tory administrations. Yeah. Not sure which would be the worst, the world wars or the Tory administrations, but yeah. They're pretty tiny. Into here. Now all I've done there, I will show you in due course. And while I'm here, may as well do a bit more on here. Oh, that's nice. I think that'll come up. That'll really consolidate. Oh, that's going to consolidate that nicely. Good. There was a couple of bits that needed a bit of consolidation. A bit here, perhaps. And there. Excuse me a moment. Oh, itchy ear. Mate, just so as you know, in my eyes, the BF-109 is the sexiest aircraft ever. Now, yeah. That's just my take. Don't get me wrong. Spitfires are very, very sexy as well. But and so are many aircraft. Mustang, so many beautiful aircraft. But to me, 109. Yeah, that's my take on it. An Emmy award winner. Sorry, I only just got that one. Yeah. It definitely is an Emmy. Well, actually, no, it's a BF. So, ooh. Although, of course, it was designed by Willie Messerschmitt. Controversial definition there. But yeah, because they didn't become Emmys until the 262 was definitely an ME. So was the 163. I'm trying to think what else. Maybe the 262. Trying to think what else. There would be quite a few, but that's the ones that come most immediately to my mind. They do. They're a very pretty aircraft as well. And I would like to build one of those. What I'd actually like to do is build an aircraft, and I'd have to track down the right individual for this purpose, because there would be one who flew for the Italian Air Force. which means that at one stage you got to phone for the Axis, and on another stage, I believe, phone for the Allies. There are pilots who did that. And I'd like to build one of those because I think that's an interesting little quirk of history. Yeah. But the Mackeys are indeed a very pretty aircraft. Dunkelglund, here's our last bit. And then we are, in fact, got this ready to decal. And that's a bit good, guys. That means we've got our 2 aircraft ready to go. I've just got to find those wheels for the Tiger. And then, yeah, we're back in full swing, man. We're doing well. Also, there's a couple of other things that need to happen. I was still, of course, in the search for that part for the Mustang. We'll get onto that for a bit today. Now. Boom. Nope, that's one I used. That's one. This is one I used earlier. We shan't use that. For one spot, it's not going to matter that much. Come in open, damn you. There we go. This is definitely Dunkelglund. Yep, good. There we go. That's plenty. And we'll go with that one. And there we go. There we are. Right. All I did there was just a little tidy up. Just there. That's it. Now, once I've cleaned my brush and give it a rinse and da. Oh, interesting. Yeah, there's actually there's something I wouldn't mind getting onto in due course. I have the HMS Warspite in 1:350. I want to get onto that in due course. There are a couple of things I wish to purchase to really give it the full joy. I've decided I am going to invest in an upscale. It's going to cost me $148, but it's going to look so good, and I'm going to get a wooden decking for it because that's going to look so good. Now, yeah, right. Now, give me a moment. I'll give you a zoom in as to how our aircraft look and what else we did today. Now. Splatch. Excuse me one more time, and then I'll show you. Okay, now as I showed you, we did that little touch up on the aileron. Now, yeah, I'll show you the 109 first, and then I'll show you the P51. We just did a bit of tidy up work on our propeller. Still got to do something with the middle color, but now we are is now I'm going to need paper. Alrighty. Actually, I haven't done the bit now there's our 109. See if I can get a bit better light going. Ready to go. It's a bit messy. But yeah, a bit of varnish will fix all of that. Boom. Oh. Wow. Now, next we have our P51. There we go. And of course, there's a little vent. Might do a bit more work on that to make it look more even. But yeah. All right. Well, oh hey Leonardo, how you doing? Non habla español. Now, how else can I? It is coming together well. Trying to work out what I can communicate to Leonardo. Now, what's the trying to work out how to say I'm learning Latin. Argentina, okay. I would understand some Spanish. Okay. I'm learning Latin. So some words I'd know. Yes. Sí. That might help. You can clearly speak English quite well, so between them we can make communications out. Yeah. All right. Interesting. You're doing fine. Your English is far better than my Spanish, so that's all good in the hood, mate. Anyway, I was about to actually wind up my stream, but Thank you for swinging past. I do appreciate it. I'll be on tomorrow, and I'm usually on 5 or 6 days a week. So, if you like to swing past tomorrow, and I'll be on at a similar sort of a time. That's okay. Well, I'll have to track it down. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, John. Well, if you can subscribe to me, Leonardo, I'll be able to subscribe to you, so it'll work it all out. Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. Anyway, yeah, my pleasure, Bassman. Now, hopefully, I'll find the now. I've got a whole stack of things I've got to say here. First time viewers, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. A fly fishing instructor. Fly fishing is an interesting art. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, follow, like, or subscribe. Now, if you want to track me down on other platforms, I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube, and Robster the Builder on Instagram and Twitch. Follow, like, or subscribe. Now, tomorrow, if I find the wheels for the Tiger, we'll be on the Tiger. We'll be building the Tiger. Oh dear, oh dear. If not, we'll be deckling on our we'll start with the P51D and we'll migrate to the 109 depending on how time goes. This is how it'll roll. All righty. Again, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. And my pleasure, David. My pleasure, everybody, for everybody watching. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow at a similar kit time and on the same kit channel. I will enjoy the rest of my day. Morden Bay, you too, buddy. All right. I'm not quite sure what TY means. I think it means goodbye. See you, Leonardo. All right. And hopefully, everybody, I'll catch you all tomorrow. All right. See you guys.